Afternoon everybody, it's John here from John Cook Harmonicas. Since I've done my little YouTube video of converting this little Pro harp into easy thirds, I've got an email from someone asking me to explain the tuning of easy thirds. Not so much the notes that I converted, because that was on the video yesterday, but more to do with the temperament of the harmonica and how I adjusted that. So I'm going to do that today, and it's not an easy thing to explain. That's why we're in my little training room, and I have a whiteboard with lots of detail on, because it's not something that's easy to explain to people, but I'm going to try, and if you've got any questions you can just ask me. So the first thing I want to explain is that on this picture, the top picture here, is our standard tunings for this Pro harp series, the MS series harp. And the line in the middle is the whole numbers, and the top one is the blow number, the blow note, and the bottom one is the draw note. So this is our standard Richter tuning harmonica. What we did was we took the second hole, the second draw hole, and we dropped it down a tone. Again, I explained that on the video yesterday. And we also took the third note and we dropped that down a tone as well. So we made the second draw a D and the third draw an F sharp. Now, in a standard Richter tuned harmonica, it's tuned to a temperament which is a compromised temperament, pretty much based on drawing of a certain dominant chord. It's pretty much based on drawing of these notes when it's unchanged. When you change certain notes, and we try, what we're doing when we're doing an easy third harmonica conversion is we're really going from an A major chord to a B minor chord. B minor being B, a D, and an F sharp. That's the minor chord that we're converting the harmonica to. When we convert these notes, we have to change the temperament of the harmonica on those particular notes, because these notes here, which are the plus and minuses of the equal temperament, how much to adjust down or up to get a compromise from equal temperament, this is based on a certain chord in a certain position. So what we're going to do is we need to change this type of temperament and adjust these notes to make a B minor chord. So the way we do that, just to explain, this gets very, very confusing, but if we start with the B note being 247.28 Hertz, and we want to get to a D now, in equal temperament, the ratio is 1.1892. That's the ratio that we times B to the D, and we'll get the new D Hertz. So in equal temperament, to get from a B to a D, the new D note will be 294 Hertz. If we look at that in just intonation, and we go, the just intonation ratio, obviously simple ratios of 1.2, so if we start with 247.28 and we times by 1.2, we get a Hertz of 296. And that's pretty much how we get the difference in ratios. Now, if we look at the difference between equal temperament and just, you will see that there is a 2 Hertz difference in this, and about 2.5. So a 2.5 Hertz difference is about 15 cents. So we have to raise the D note from, which originally was a +1, is going to be now a +15. So we've got to raise that at +15. We can't keep it, we can't pull out our old MS series tuning charts that we see everywhere. We can't just pull them out and start tuning the D to a +1 and the F sharp to a -9, because that's based on a different chord makeup on a standard Richter. Now we're going to go to easy thirds. We're now doing a B minor chord and not a G7 chord. So we've now decided that we've got to tune the D to +15. And the B to the F, this is the new F note. The B to the F, if we again look at the equal temperament and just ratios, we're pretty much on now. You know, we're pretty much the same note. So this is pretty much going to be left as it is, maybe a +1, left as it is, tuned to equal temperament. So we can't now tune the F sharp to -9. We have to tune it back to this. So just to say that you have to, after you've put the reeds on, you have to tune the new reeds to a new temperament, to a new compromised temperament. A lot of YouTube clips just show you changing the reeds. You can't just change the reeds and tune it back up to your old charts because you've got a new chord. And because you've got a new chord and you're tuning to just, or a compromise of just tuning, you have to readjust the temperament to get a very, very good, a nice B minor chord, which is your new chord that you've got. So there's going to be a ton of questions, obviously. That's so confusing. It's even confusing for me, and I do it every day. So this is just probably the lesson here, is that there's more to just converting your harmonica to easy thirds than just putting new reeds on. You do need to go through some sort of calculations to tune it so that the chords that you want to produce sound very, very sweet. So there it is. That's a very complex discussion on tuning, but it just completes the work that I've done on this little Pro harp. Changed the reeds, dropped them down a tone, readjusted the temperament so that they're nice chords, and we're away to go really. So this is ready to go back, and that's the work that's involved. Thanks very much.